Happy New Year! We've made it to 2021 and now we get to look forward to all the fun things coming to the Disney parks this year. This is episode 10. I'm Sariah.
I'm Aurora.
And together we're just your average Disney travelers. Funny story. Today is January 3rd, 2021, but the intro you just heard and what you're about to hear in a couple of minutes was actually recorded a couple of weeks ago. It's the holiday season. Well, we're just finishing up the holiday season, and to be proactive because we knew we'd be out of town and then we were going to have company, Rory and I decided to record a couple of episodes ahead of time, and that was great. It would have been perfect, except that more information came out since then. And so, yeah, like, wouldn't you know it, as soon as we recorded that episode, this episode you're watching or listening to right now, literally within a day or two, we had more information. So there are a couple of times in this episode where I share information or we share information, and I'm going to amend some of that. And none of it was wrong, but we got more information. So I will pop in here a couple of times to just add that little bit of information. We thought it'd be easier to do that than to record the whole episode over. But there you go. That's why I'm going to interrupt ourselves. So proceed. That's right. We're finally here, and now we get to look forward to all the fun things coming. Now there's a lot of stuff that was scheduled to come out in the parks in 2020 that obviously had to put on hold or delayed. There were a lot of things that did actually release in 2020, either before COVID. Mostly the ones that did were before COVID. But now that we're starting to get things coming back, you know, Disney World has been open for several months. We're hoping Disneyland makes it open real soon. Probably won't be real soon, but soon is relative. But as now we're moving forward, we're going to start seeing some of these things that did get delayed coming around. And then there are some things that were scheduled for 2021 that are still going to make it in 2021. A lot will get postponed. There are even some things that were planned to be in the works that have been shelved for now, and we don't know for how long, and it could be indefinitely. We'll just have to wait and see. But today we're going to talk about what we do expect to come available in 2021. We have to always now have the disclaimer, this is just what we're expecting.
Yeah.
Who knows what will really happen. If anything, if 2020 taught us anything, it's that you can't count on what you plan on necessarily every time. So we'll just start with, we're going to start over at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
So 2021 is a big year for Walt Disney World. October 1st will be the 50th anniversary of Disney World opening and being a destination. And so there's a huge celebration that will always go with things like that. Might not be as huge this year as it would have been had it not had a pandemic preceding the anniversary, because they probably would have gone huge otherwise. I think they're still going to do everything that they can, and we will still see some types of celebrations. We're hoping that by October 1st, at least at Walt Disney World, things are kind of even moving a lot further than they are already. We expect that as now that we've got vaccines out and we're kind of getting past that part, the more that that gets is available to people, that hopefully the more some of these restrictions are going to lift, and we're going to see less of a problem with the gatherings and restrictions. And so hopefully by the 1st of October, things will almost, I'm not going to say they'll be back to normal, because I really don't think we'll ever be completely back to normal, but hopefully they'll be a lot more like normal than what we've been seeing. Yeah. So that they have had plans in the works for this anniversary, and they had a lot of things that they wanted to have open in time for that, and some of those already have been. But what we're going to see, we're going to talk about the different parks. Most of what we're seeing right now is going to be focusing on Epcot, so we're going to end with them. We'll start first with the other parks that don't really have a whole lot more that we expect to be added this year, because they've already been working on them. Now, Animal Kingdom is one that I didn't find anything that is really expected to happen this year that's really big and new and different. Just, you know, if anything, it's just hopefully some of these shows coming back, but that wouldn't necessarily be really new. That'd just be coming back to from what we lost. But we don't know when that'll be. What about Hollywood Studios? What do we know about that?
There's going to be a table service, new table service in Toy Story Land called Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Yeah, so a new restaurant. And this is a new space. This is expanding. This is expanding Toy Story Land. It's not taking anything away. They don't, I mean, it's pretty new anyways. They wouldn't be taking anything away yet. But so this will give a really good new option because Toy Story Land isn't really known for its food options. they do have food there, but there's not a lot. And so this will give a whole new option. Having it be table service is a nice sit down, so that gives people a way to go in and get out of the heat and to sit and get off their feet for a little bit. I haven't seen anything that indicates exactly what the menu will be, but it's got barbecue in the name, so it's gonna be along those lines, and you can't go wrong with that. The first I heard about this, it made me think of, do you remember the barbecue place that we ate at behind Thunder Mountain back in Disneyland? This has been closed for a number of years. They closed it down.
When was this?
I think when we went with Aunt Heather. Anyways, they had all-you-can-eat barbecue place back there, and I don't know that that's what it's going to be like. I don't know. But it's the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh, that'd be kind of good to have something like that come to Toy Story Land. But we'll see. Anyway, so
it's not expected to be a character dining experience.
That's good to know. And I think, do you remember what it said? Like what the atmosphere is going to be?
Like rodeo festivities.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be, I mean, of course, all of Toy Story Land is basically like Andy's backyard where he had toys out, and so that's like the theme of Toy Story Land. And so I think this is supposed to be, again, something that Andy has created with his toys and his blocks. So go in expecting that. It's going to continue with that same theming of building blocks as creating your space. And so you'll see some of the toys, his favorite toys, will be represented there, but like you said, not as a character dining. So you're not going to see characters coming around to the tables. But, yeah. Anything else on that one?
It is going to be next to the entrance of Toy Story Land.
Okay, so right when you get in, walk into the Toy Story Land, it'll be right there.
Yeah.
Great. Easy access. Okay. Over at Magic Kingdom, the only real thing that we're expecting for 2021 this year will be an update to the Hall of Presidents now that we have a new president-elect. It's expected that Joe Biden will be represented in there. The only thing that I would expect could delay that, not having it not be open again in 2021, would be as if they have to do a major overhaul to the entire attraction. If they're just adding Joe Biden to the lineup, then it should be open in 2021. But if they're doing a lot more than that, then that could delay it. And there is not a date yet set for it, so we don't know. But for the most part, that would be expected to be added in 2021. But that's really it for Magic Kingdom for the most part. How about anything else? What's your next on your list?
It's Space 220 in Epcot.
Nope, let's get to Epcot afterwards. First, we're going to do the water parks.
Oh.
Yeah. So what do we know about water parks? What do we know about the water parks?
Oh, they're going to open one water park. We don't know which one yet.
Right. Yeah, they've both been closed.
Yeah.
Since COVID started, since everything shut down in March of last year. And so, do you have the date on that?
Nope.
Okay. I believe it was March 7th that they expect one park to open. Don't know when they're going to announce which one. I don't know why they haven't announced it. I don't know what's determining that. But for whatever reason, they're going to have one open up, which will be nice. That'll be a nice addition. That'll be coming out when things are starting to get a little bit warmer there, and it'll be ready for summer. So that'll be good. We now know that the water park that will be opening in March is Blizzard Beach. No word yet when Typhoon Lagoon will be opening, but at least we know what Blizzard Beach will be open starting March through the summer, and hopefully Typhoon Lagoon will not be very far behind. Okay, now let's move to Epcot. Epcot's huge, yes, and I'll let you start in a second, but Epcot is huge, and they've been going over a huge major transformation. It's been going on for a while. It's going to keep going on for a while. This is not going to be finished in 2021. So what you can look forward to in 2021 in Epcot are a lot of walls. And that doesn't sound very good, but there are other things coming too. And what this is doing, this transformation, if you're familiar with Epcot already, Epcot has always been kind of like two separate sections of the park. There's World Showcase, where you have all the countries, and you have all of the cultures and the food and all of the traditions and stuff from the different countries. And then you have the entire rest of the park is what was called Future World. And that made up a lot of things. But they're going to do away with Future World. That will no longer be known as a part of the park. Instead, that space is being divided up into 3 neighborhoods. And there's going to be World Nature, World Celebration, and World Discovery. And so this is in theme with the World Showcase, so we've got the world neighborhoods. And just like they sound, so nature is where you're going to be over with the living seas and living with the land and all of the nature part of the attractions that they have over there that have to do with nature. And then the celebration is going to contain, that's your entrance, and you've got Spaceship Earth, and there's going to be a new I don't know if it's a plaza or what, but they're calling it, what is it? Dreamers. Now I can't remember. I have it written down somewhere. But anyways, Dreamers Point, I believe. And they're going to have a statue of Walt there. But anyway, so they're redoing all of that area. That's going to be a celebration. And then over on the other side, to the left, where you would have Test Track and Mission Space, that is Discovery. So they make sense. The names and the themes are going to make sense with what is already there. And then plus, over time, they're going to be adding things and updating things in those areas to even better fit. So let's see. Do you want to start with yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one I already
revealed.
So Space 220.
And what is that?
It is a restaurant.
Okay.
So it's called Space 220 because it's just words, I swear.
Words are so hard.
Yep. You're supposedly I can't speak today, I'm
supposedly.
Sorry. Yes, that word. You're supposed to go up 220 miles into space.
Now that's an attraction.
Yeah. And then you're in like a little kind of spaceship and you just eat there.
I guess like maybe like a space station or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
And so then everyone will have views of outer space and the Earth below, and there'll be daytime views as well as nighttime views. I suppose I don't know I don't know what they'll look like. It's kind of hard to imagine. They do have concept art, but we'll see. I'm really excited for this restaurant actually. Yeah. The more I learn about it, the more excited I get. So if you're familiar with Coral Reef, which is also a restaurant in Epcot, they kind of have their tables set up on levels, almost like theater seating, but for tables. And this is because at Coral Reef, you have the view of the aquarium, and it's really beautiful. I enjoyed when we've eaten there. This is going to be along those lines. It sounds like they're going to have the same type of tiered table seating so that everyone has views of the windows out into space. So what else do we know about that?
It will serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay. And I think you already mentioned it's a table service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that sounds really exciting. Where's it located?
Next to Mission Space.
Great. Awesome. So that will be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I really would like to. I'm glad that it's serving all 3 meals because it'll make it a little bit easier to try to get a reservation. Because I think it's going to be hard to get a reservation for this place when it does open.
Yeah.
Don't know when they're going to open it. Right now, restrictions. A lot of these things that some of the things, this was something that was slated to open in 2020. And these attractions and these I guess, locations that were supposed to already be open. Pretty much what they're waiting on really isn't so much the building of it, because it's for the most part ready, but I think they're waiting on restrictions of gatherings and things like that, because they know that as they open these big new things that are well anticipated, that there's going to be a lot of interest, and they want to be able to have the capacity levels a little higher and be able to have ways to be able to have more numbers. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we're waiting on for that. Over in Paris, they're going to be adding a bunch of, they're going to add some retail and some restaurants to Paris, the streets of Paris. I'm excited about the restaurant that they're adding there too. So man, Epcot already has so much good food, and now they're adding 2 new restaurants that I'm excited about and I want to eat at. It's like you have to go spend a whole week just in Epcot to eat all the good food, just to have all of the good meals, because it's a creperie. I love crepes. Do you love crepes?
Yes.
I could eat a meal of crepes, and this is going to be both a table service as well as a quick service, and I'm not sure how that works, if it's going to be kind of like how Be Our Guest is, or if it's going to be more that they have a quick service counter as well as a table service area like Yak and Yeti does in Animal Kingdom. I'm not really sure, but it's going to be open this year, and all of these things we don't have exact dates on, but that's exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully these first couple, these 2 restaurants, and then the attraction where he's going to talk about next, these 3 things that were already slated to be open by now, hopefully they will all be open by the time they start the 50th celebration, which again, we still don't even know when that's going to be. Typically they would probably have started that either spring break or Memorial Day or something like that. It might not be until October 1st, so we'll find out. We'll see. But what's the other thing coming to Paris?
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which they already have in Paris Disneyland, and it should be nearly identical to that.
Yeah, it's really popular there.
Yeah.
Super popular. And I know I'm excited for it. What do we know about that ride? Like, what kind of a ride is it?
It's going to be a trackless, I don't know how you'd call it, but there's no track.
Okay. So it's smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth, yeah. But it's, and we're supposed to shrink down to the size of like a rat. We're going to be one of Remy's little friends, maybe one of his family members, and chased through the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right?
The kitchen.
The kitchen, that's right.
Yeah.
Chased through the kitchen, which could be exciting, but I think it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to this one.
There's also, it's not expected for a height.
There's not going to be a height limit
requirement.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. So it'll be good for all ages, which helps you to understand that it really is going to be pretty smooth. If they're expecting, if even infants could go on it, it'll be smooth and safe. Great. Yeah. Anything else that we have about that one?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to another one that we're really hoping that this is another one that's almost ready, and it's not going to be based on when it's completed being built or prepared. It's going to be completely up to the guidelines of what's allowed as far as gatherings, because they are going to come out with a new nighttime show. And this is not new news. If you have been following this along, a couple years ago they had the last Illuminations showing. Illuminations was there for 20-something years, I think. I can't remember how long. It was there for quite a while. And it had mixed reviews. I'm going to say with Illuminations, I didn't fully appreciate it at first until I really understood the story it was telling, and then I just came to love it. I think it was a powerful message, and the music was beautiful, and it was great. But this sounds even more spectacular. In fact, it's supposed to be like the biggest, best nighttime spectacular that they've ever done for any Disney park. I think it was last episode, we talked about the fireworks.
Yeah.
Y'all know I love me some fireworks shows. And this is going to be, I'm super excited. I've always said that Disneyland Forever has been my favorite fireworks show. This could possibly have the potential to surpass it. It sounds really incredible. Sounds like it's a mix between the fireworks display as well as World of Color. And if you've been to World of Color in Disneyland, that is an amazing. They use the water and lights to project, and it's just going to be incredible. So they'll have that element, they'll have the fireworks element. They're going to have floats on the lagoon there, and it just sounds amazing. The theme is going to be, it's harmonious, so it has to do with the music, and it's going to be talking about how the music of Disney can unite us and how it affects each one of us. And I am looking forward to it, in case you can't tell. Super excited. Along with that, they're going to have a daytime fountain show in the lagoon as well. And I don't know if that is going to have a name. I don't know if it has a theme. I don't know if it's just a random thing that'll occur, or if they'll have set times. All I know is they'll have something. But again, all of this, we're just going to wait for the crowd limitations to be, not be as restricted as they are right now. Okay, so other things that, the rest of what's coming to Epcot this year is kind of a guess. There are a lot of things that initially were supposed to come out this year that now might be delayed. Some things were pretty positive will be delayed, but some things that were, they could very well make it. And two of those things are the Ducktail World Showcase Adventure. Now, the last time we did this adventure as a family was a while ago. It was when it was themed Kim Possible. You remember that, right?
Yeah, barely, because I was like 5.
Yeah. Her older sister was more actively doing that one. But it's a nice little scavenger hunt through Epcot. And it's a fun activity that helps kids to be engaged in a park that is easy to seem boring to them. Now, I don't know, do you feel like Epcot is boring? And it's okay to be honest if you do. You don't?
I think I did before.
When you were younger.
Yeah, but now I really love it.
Well, sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty, a little malfunction that we had to correct. But we're back. Okay, so exactly. A lot of times when the kids are a little bit younger, Epcot isn't exactly the most engaging. It's not naturally the most interesting to them. As they get older, they can appreciate it more. Yeah. But this program makes it a lot more fun for them. So as the parents are going around and really experiencing the different world showcases and things, the kids have things to look for and clues to figure out. And so it used to be, when we went and did it, it was Kim Possible. We didn't do it when it was Phineas and Ferb, which is what it has been. But now they're going to be coming out with a DuckTales version called the DuckTales World Showcase Adventure. And that, I think it would be able to come out this year. I'm not sure. So that might be looking for that. I just don't know. We don't know. The other thing that I think is likely to open up this year, but we still, again, don't know, is the Play Pavilion. And this is going to be replacing Wonders of Life. It's going to be an innovative and interactive area where there'll be games and hands-on activities, things to experience and do together, as well as Disney character interactions, some which are real, like actual real characters there, and some which are virtual. But that will be fun. And so we'll see. So we're hoping that those things are available in 2021. We're not sure. But that's pretty much it of what I think is realistic to expect for Walt Disney World. So now let's move over to Disneyland. Of course, the first thing we're hoping is that it just opens in 2021, because we're here and it's not showing any signs of it yet. But when Disneyland opens, there are some things that were supposed to be coming out in 2020 that some of which are still probably going to come out now in 2021. Some probably are pushed back a little bit further. Some things we're not going to go too much on are things like they're looking at updating Indiana Jones and Haunted Mansion, and what was the other one? King Arthur's Carousel. And so those, I'm not going to go into, I think those are more like facelifts and things, just enhancing a little bit of stuff, but it's not really changing a whole lot with the attraction. Yeah. But one attraction that is really going to get changed that I am so glad about is Snow White's Scary Adventures. This attraction, if you've ever ridden it, it doesn't make sense. Like, it starts to tell the story. It tells you all the scary parts, and then at the peak of the scariness, all of a sudden it ends. And it's all like, oh, we're happily ever after. And it's like, well, wait, how did you get from there to there? And this is going to fix that. They're going to address it. They're going to update it so that it's going to be better, like, for viewing. It'll look better. It'll look nicer. But they're going to fix some of those scenes and help it be more seamless so that it flows. And you can actually, the story makes sense and you understand how they got to the happily ever after. So hopefully we're going to get to see Snow White get her kiss or something to wake her up, whatever it takes. But whatever they do, it'll kind of add those missing pieces. So it might still be scary. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if they're changing the name, but more information has come out about Snow White's ride in Disneyland, and it's really exciting. They've actually released photos and some video, and I cannot wait to go on this. We've also learned that Snow White's ride is no longer Snow White's Scary Adventures. It is now Snow White's Enchanted Wish, which that's what we were hoping. We were hoping we would be seeing a more lighter, happier ride. I'm sure it's still a dark ride. It's still going to have those elements, and there are still dark parts of her story, but we are going to see a little bit more of a seamless storytelling where we actually see how she got her happy ending. Not just that she got it, but that the process of how that happened, at least a little bit. And so if you get a chance to look up those images and videos, I would recommend it because they just look fantastic. The color and everything looks great. They've added a few things, made some alterations. So it's going to be great. It is also, have clarified that the new ride will be open when Disneyland opens, whenever that is. That we still do not know. Yeah. All right, but the rest of what we want to share is what Aurora has been looking forward to since the first she ever heard about it.
And it was supposed to come out last year,
in July, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's Avengers Campus.
Yep, and this is gonna be where?
In Hollywood.
Not Hollywood. Disney's California Adventure. Yeah. This is what took place when they pulled out Bugs Land. They took that out to make space for this. Mm-hmm. So what are we expecting?
So there's multiple different things. So the entrance is, Guardians is going to be a part of it. The entrance, isn't it supposed to be around there?
Yeah, so
Guardians.
There are multiple points of entry.
One of them.
Yeah, so that's one of the entrances will be by Guardians. Right now, the Mission Breakout, that is going to, that has traditionally been part of Hollywoodland, and that's going to kind of now be grabbed in by
I think
Avengers
that's why
Campus.
I said Hollywood.
Yeah.
That little area.
Yeah.
Okay, but another ride that will come out would be, I don't remember the exact name, but it's something like...
Web Slingers?
Yeah, that's what I got up. Okay, so Web Slingers, it's a Spider-Man dark ride.
Yeah.
The story is like... I really should have actually wrote more down.
So it's Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those that has a long name.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. Why not just let it be Web Slingers? I don't know. But anyway, so it'll be a dark ride. It's a shooting ride.
Yeah. You use your hands to shoot webs.
Yeah, the webs are it's gonna sense somehow, and you can shoot the webs from your hands. So that's cool. And like I said, Aurora is geeking out over this whole land,
and
especially
my Spider-Man
you
ears.
should have worn your Spider-Man ears. I'm surprised you didn't.
I can go get them right now.
Well, I don't want to have to pause this again. So no, they're gonna have to wait. Maybe another time we'll have to do that one. But yeah. So what else?
For the ride or?
Whatever. Do you have more for the ride?
No.
Okay. Well, then what's next in Avengers Campus?
Well, so there's a place called Avengers Headquarters. There's going to be a life-size Quinjet on top of it.
I think I've read that has been placed already on the building.
I saw it when we were there last time.
Did you? Not last time. I think it was more recent. You may have seen drawings, renditions of. But
I saw them building it last time, but then I think I saw pictures of them moving it.
So this is going to be a future entrance to a ride that will be Black Panther themed. And the idea of that is you're going to be getting in that Quinjet. So that's why you see the Quinjet there. You'll be riding the Quinjet over to Wakanda. And but for that won't open yet. That's not going to be open this year. In the meantime,
it will be a place where you can meet Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America, and Captain Marvel, and they are doing a stunt show there. Will it be those characters?
I think those characters are in the stunt show, and I don't know exactly, when they say stunt show, I don't know, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be like at Disney World where you have the Indiana Jones stunt show and it's in a big arena, because they don't have the space for that. So I don't know if it's just going to be something that kind of more like the dance or the singing, was it this dance party or whatever that they do over by Guardians of the Galaxy, where just periodically for a short stint characters come out and you have this little interaction show almost. I wonder if it's going to be like that, where every now and then the characters come out and they do stunts and maybe they go through a storyline or something. I don't know, but there'll be something there, right there at that Avengers headquarters location.
Yeah. So, and then there's going to be Sanctum, where you can meet Doctor Strange and you can learn about the mystic arts.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
He's going to teach us how to make the circle. How do they use their fingers when they make that circle? But anyways, yeah, step through
like
dimensions.
Something.
Yeah,
I'm
so
probably
that's
doing
right.
it really off.
Yeah, that's right.
It's been a
like
while
two
since I've
fingers.
watched the movie.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, we should. So that'll be fun. What else?
They're going to have a, is it a quick service?
Yeah.
Yeah. Called Pim Test Kitchen,
Okay.
where you can get like little treats can be little mini treats or giant, because
They've been
experimenting.
Yeah, they've been experimented on it. So now you've got some of the food items are going to be huge.
Yeah.
And some are going to be teeny tiny. And I want to know, why is it like the desserts are teeny tiny and then the food is huge? Why can't we like have the desserts be huge but only have the calories of a teeny tiny dessert, and then have but they didn't ask me.
I don't think that'll work.
Come on, Disney magic. Why not? Okay, so that's Pim Test Kitchen.
Yeah.
And that sounds like fun. What else have we got?
The shop there is going to be called Web Suppliers, and yeah, the biggest thing I've got from it was that you can buy a spider bot.
So now we know what Rory wants to buy the next time she goes to Disneyland.
In the article I read, that was like something they highlighted, like you can actually buy a spider bot here. I was like, okay, I'll write that down.
Yep. Cool. All right, is there anything else we have for this land?
No.
Well, who will be gracing the skies?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's her favorite. Let's be honest.
One of my favorites.
He was her first favorite of the Avengers.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Her original Marvel crush, but so if Tom Holland's watching, because this podcast is so famous that I'm sure he is. Now he knows. He's got a fan here. But step aside, Mary Jane. Was that her name, Mary Jane?
No.
No, what's her name? Yes, MJ.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
MJ.
they haven't said it.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
MJ.
Yeah, in the movies,
Yeah.
I think they said it once, but.
So we're really looking forward to Avengers Campus. We're very much looking forward to Web Slingers and Spider-Man, who is somehow magically, because Disney is awesome, gonna be able to like soar, fly, swing across that land. And I can't wait to see how that happens, and that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, so there is a lot to look forward to. A lot of these are ones we were originally hoping to look forward to in 2020, but that's okay. Good things come to those who wait. We've waited. Good things are coming, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. And there might be other things that either haven't been announced yet or they're going to be able to move up the schedule for. We'll see. Some of these might end up getting pushed back a little bit and maybe are coming out early 2022 instead. We'll have to wait and see on those two. But I think for the most part, the ones that we mentioned for the most part today are ones that I think we can expect to see at some point, assuming Disneyland opens.
Yeah.
And I really hope that they do. Hopefully by summer, but we'll see. But anyhow, that's it. That's what's coming to 2021. Hopefully that's exciting to you. And you know, like I've said before, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and book a trip. We keep booking trips that end up having to get canceled, but you know what? It's safe to do. You can book a hotel and then cancel when it gets closer because of the cancellation policies. And so I would do it, man. If these things sound exciting to you, go and plan for some fun. We're all I think we're all deserving of that right now. It would do everyone's hearts a little good. But with this new year comes a lot of hope and promise and stuff for the future, and this would be a good way to do that. Book yourself a trip somewhere. Contact a travel agent and get yourself on the calendar and go experience some of these fun things. We're hoping to. But yeah, so enjoy the start to your new year, and we'll see you next week.
See you.